Happy Sunday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. This is Facebook Live number 458. It is Sunday, January 18th, 2026. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. I have a simple yet really pretty card for you tonight. Easy to duplicate, and I'm excited to make it. So it is 4 degrees outside right now, and the feels like temperature, -35. No way. And it is 6:30 at night on a Sunday, 2026, and it's just going to get ickier. So stay in and craft. Unless you have to go to work. Then you have to go to work. But all right, I'm going to put you down at the table in just a second. If you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away and I'll let you know when I am done messing around with the camera. So hold on. So hopefully everybody had a great weekend so far. All right. Slowly moving over to my area. So, hey, seeing as how we're here, I just want to kind of show you right here is where I keep my new packaging for the, let's see, online exclusives and the mini catalog. And right down here is where the current catalog sits, along with the 12 by 12 designer series paper, 12 by 12 vellum, and online exclusives designer series paper as well. So, and then my brushes and my twins memorabilia, as well as all my embellishments right up there. So they're easy to see so I don't forget. And those are the containers. Those are the containers I got from Walmart, and they're meant to hold office work, mail, things like that. But I find them to hold my embellishments, and so I can see them a lot easier. And then I can change them and change them out, put them, put new ones in. Hi, Tina. I'm just kind of showing my, my desk before I flip down. And we're going to gently take a dive down to the table. No, 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 no. Sorry. Okay, that's not as smooth as I want it. The thing is twisted. There we go. No, there we go. It wasn't as loose as I had wanted it. Sorry about that. For all those who ended up watching, sorry, hope you're not feeling seasick at all. Yeah, I have to be organized because I don't have a big space. I used to have a big space, but now I don't. And I'm in a 3rd bedroom apartment. And okay, we're good. I'm going to squish out just a little bit. And I used to have a basement. So I went from a basement to a 3rd bedroom apartment. And we have a 2-bedroom, so I can have my stuff and my husband can sleep in the other room. So that's the way it goes. And when we had the house, I slept in the basement anyways. So, but anyways, I keep everything organized because that way I could find everything. I'm not in a clutter of mess. When I'm designing, yeah, there's stuff sitting on my table, but I put it back when I'm done and we're good. So, I have been designing today for the event that's coming up, and I realized I ordered 3 of my 4 suites/bundles that I'm going to be using, and I forgot one. So today, after we're done with the Facebook Live, I have to go and order it so I have it in enough time to cut designer series paper, cardstock, and all that stuff. I kind of have my ideas scribbled onto paper, and you know, they kind of look like this. So it's a mess. But then I can visualize the designer series paper, where it's going, how much I might need, so I have everything on order, and then I'll actually put it together. So the event's coming up at the end of February, so technically it's the last Saturday and the last day of February. So that is just a little over a month away. And so that means you need to get registered, and you will be making 16 cards. And they are going to be featuring cards from the new Spring Mini Catalog. And I'm just going to take that away. So go to theevent.com and register. And if you have questions about that, when you go into it, it'll have all the information about the prices and then where it's at, which is in Highland Park, St. Paul. It's at a big church. And we have 16 tables set out. So your baggie will have, say, like table number 4 on it. So if you grab baggie number 4, you go to table number 4, pull all the stuff out, and then you make your card. And we also will be featuring product from the online exclusives that just got released as well. Now, this catalog is the Spring Mini Catalog, and this catalog is our annual catalog. So it holds all our, sorry about the shine there from my lights, but this annual catalog is going to retire at the end of April. So that's not too far down the line. So the colors, the in colors that are going to be put on the retired list, or I should say the last chance list, coming up really soon, are going to be, and I've been explaining this since the beginning of January, I just don't want anybody to be all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I need to get those, and then they're gone. So Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, and Petunia Pop. Those are the in colors, and those are the ones that are going to be put on the last chance list, and then they're also, in the next catalog, going to introduce 5 new colors as well. So every year, 5 in colors will be retired, and then 5 new in colors will be released. So it's kind of like a swap them out. So that is the annual catalog. Now, if you don't have a demonstrator that you're working with, you can certainly contact me at penguinz33@outlook.com and request a catalog. Now, the Spring Mini Catalog is available. I don't have any more. I gave out my last one yesterday to a friend of mine is recovering from knee surgery, and she didn't get a catalog, so I delivered one to her. So again, my name is Joy Borwedge. My Instagram page is Stampin' for Joy. My YouTube page is Joy A. Borwedge. So go to that YouTube page, and I have 75 followers. I would like to get up to 100. So if you are not a follower of my Facebook page or YouTube page, go ahead and sign up, like, whatever, and hit that subscribe button. My online store is stampinforjoy.stampinup.net, and my Facebook page is Stampin' for Joy. So how this works is I'm on my Facebook page now recording this. Then today's project will be photographed and placed on my Instagram page, and then I will download this video to my YouTube page as well as to my Stampin' Facebook page. So you can find me in 3 different areas. And if you have any questions, you can always send me an email with a question. All right, so today's card, we're going to do the Sunshine and Tulips. Just because it's 4 degrees outside and I'm thinking spring. It is on page 52 in the Spring Mini Catalog. And now I just saw this. Oops. No, it's not. I flipped too many. It's right here. It's on page 50, sorry. And it's called the Sunshine and Tulips bundle. And when you purchase it at both of these at the same time, which is the bundle pricing over here, you save 10%. That's a great deal. So the January online exclusives, just want to let you know that anybody can purchase from these. It doesn't have to be a demonstrator, but the only reason why I have it in a paper form is because I actually copied it, because when I have things that are no longer available, I like to go to my, so like if this was put on the last chance list, say down the line, it's on page 50 in the Spring Mini catalog. So then I know where to go and it is listed. Now, if it was something from the online exclusives, say like this, I have it November 25 online exclusive. So I know that I can go to my November product list and then know the original price. So I print these out. And so the reason why Stampin' Up! Does this is so that they have an opportunity to bring new product every other month. And in conjunction with the Spring Mini and the Holiday Mini, so those technically are 3 catalogs that get released every year. And then every so often, they will introduce new ones from the online exclusives. So it allows them to bring new product, because it takes 2 years to plan a mini and a catalog. Get it photographed, get everything set, designed, all the samples made, and then brought to the printer, have the catalog actually made. So this way, number one, it saves them money, and number two, it gives them a faster way to introduce more product. So I love that. Okay, so today's card, again, I said we are going to use the Sunshine and Tulips. Now, I have a new way to show you how the new packaging, there's several different ways of organizing things. So here's a way that I originally heard. So what people have done in the past, recently, is they'll take the plastic off, okay, and they'll ink everything up and then they'll put it back here. So then that way you know what's missing. Well, this weekend, let's see. No, I would say maybe Wednesday, I just learned a tip, and I saw this from Lisa Curcio. She's a demonstrator, and what she has done is she has taken a Sharpie, and she outlined everything on this thicker plastic. And so what that allows me to do is, first of all, I tuck the flap in. And then this is my stamps, and so I just leave. Now I can pull this out, and I can leave this hanging out like this. So when I'm creating, I don't want to have this, and this, and this, and this hanging out on my table. I don't have a lot of space. And so this allows me to just go in to my plastic stamp set, the protective coverings are on it, and I could just go in, grab it, lift this off, pull the stamps off, and all I have sitting on my desk is this. So it doesn't take up that much space. So just take a Sharpie, outline your stamps, and then that way you know what is not there, and if you lost something, then you could take this, and mine sit up like this. I'm not going to fling it across the room or anything like that, so it doesn't really have a chance to come out. Now, also, these are photopolymer, and I learned that they are made with light. So they basically are light sensitive, so I do want to keep mine in between these two pieces. I'm not going to let my stamps sit out underneath my mat. You can't see that, or my lamp. I'm not gonna let that happen. And I have a bright window right there. And so I want to keep everything I have protected. And so this is what we're using. We're not actually using the dies today, but I just wanted to show you what the dies can do. Now, for my dies, I'm not going to do this every single time. I'll probably just do this through the month of February. Just showing you how I'm doing my new packaging so that everybody gets a chance to see. So again, I take that flap, okay, and put it forward. It doesn't hinder anything, but I keep my dies facing forward. So on the sheet that it comes, this is the big sheet that Stampin' Up! Had all the dies on. So I actually left about, actually that's almost 3/4 of an inch to, between an inch. So that's almost an inch, not really. And I've taken my magnet sheet and I put that on. And then you can see that I've highlighted there's a red mark on my magnet sheet so that it shows where everything goes. Oops, I forgot to do those two. All right, so now you get to see me do that because I will forget. I'll do one. And so what I've used is, this is called Papermate Ink Joy gel pens, and they come in a pack, and every one of these shows up on the magnet sheet. And so this is kind of the redder color. This is a red. And so what I've done is I will just take this and outline it. I'm going to grab a scrap piece of paper and get it flowing first. And just go and highlight. Once it starts to flow, it flows really nicely. Come on. Now that I'm on Facebook, doing a Facebook Live, it doesn't want to behave. There we go. Now I think it's coming out. So like I said, I got this at Walmart, and it's by Papermate. And this way, because I was, reading things about how people are packaging their, stuff, and not everybody uses magnet sheets, and I do, because I like it, because nothing's falling off, and when you have shag carpeting, it's hard. So again, it's Papermate Ink Joy Gel. And I just kept the top because I threw the rest of the packaging away because there's really no need to keep the whole packaging. But anyways, what I do then is I took the name and I used my my P-Touch Brother printer, and I I stuck that on there, and then I put the page number. Now, if it was an online exclusive, I would say January 26 OE, and then that way I know where to find it and where I could tell my customers where to find it. And so when it sits like this, and so it's right behind each other. But like I said, today's card, we're only going with the stamps, and then here are what the dies do. And so this here, I made a card featuring this. It was Facebook Live number 455. And so here is the first card I made using the dies. And as you could tell, you can use the highlight in a different color, so I can have a variegated tulip. And this was, kind of a process, but it was a beautiful card once you're done with it. This is not something you would send to 50 people. Maybe somebody you really, really like. Okay, so then let's see here. So like I said, we're not using the dies tonight, but we're also going to use the Nested Essentials. It's on page 107 in the annual catalog. And we're going to use the Lovely Stripes, which is an online exclusive. It's from the Lovely Blossoms Sweet collection. And that we're going to be using tonight. And I'm going to put that over here because I don't want to, I'm going to have that sit up so I don't lose it. And let's see here. We're also going to use the Brushed Brass Butterflies. Carolyn, hi sweetie, how you doing? And this is the online exclusive. And so I'm getting to the point where I'm going to have to order more because I only have one little guy left. So we're going to have to get some more. And so it's going to be working perfectly. Now, the reason why, let's see, not the reason why, but I was looking for a specific color because I decided to use the Color Coach again today for this card. Now, this Color Coach is in the annual catalog, and so you can purchase it. Now, the colors that I was focusing on was Berry Burst. And so it told me that Pecan Pie and a Pretty Peacock is going to work just lovely together. So I am making a card with that. And so because it's, this is a standalone bundle in the annual catalog. It doesn't, what I mean is it doesn't have designer series paper. It doesn't have colors that are set to go in. So I wanted to figure out something that I normally don't do. So I love the Color Coach. So I picked Berry Burst and then decided I wanted to go with the Triadic, which means it's evenly spaced. And then I could have gone with the Fresh Freesia and the Blackberry and maybe the Bubble Bath, to go with the kind of the other colors but I decided to go with Berry Burst. And I haven't used Berry Burst for a while, and I'm like going, okay, let's make a card. So the color, like I said, the color palette that we're using is Fresh Freesia, Berry Burst, Pretty Peacock, and Pecan Pie. And that Color Coach told me that these colors go well together. And it makes a beautiful card. Now we're also going to be playing with Fresh Freesia two-tone cardstock. And so let me give you the dimensions of everything that we're using. We have a basic white scrap piece, which is 3.5 by 1 1/4. This is the dark side of the Fresh Freesia two-toned cardstock, and that is 4 inches by 1. And so I'll put these right next to each other, so there's really not a lot of difference, but I don't know if the camera can show, but there is enough difference there. So we're going to be playing with that. And then we have the light side, which is 5 inches by 3 3/4. And the reason why I do this is because I want you to say, wow, I really like that card. I can go back and recreate it. All right, so that's a piece of basic white scrap. And then here is our card base. And this is a half sheet of basic white thick. And it is 5.5 by 8.5. And then we're going to score it at 4 1/4. All right, so I'm just going to let that sit there for a second. I'm going to take a drink. I have a tangy tropical margarita from Cayman Jack's because it's 4 degrees outside and I want to be in a tropical setting, but no, I get snow. So, haha. All right. So, we're going to take these off. And like I said, today's card is actually going to be very simple. You can recreate it, but you can change it up. Any style. If you had Designer Series paper, you can use that instead. We're going to stamp on this piece right here, and we're going to stamp our greeting and die cut it out. So I'm going to grab the Simply Score tool, and I love the Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer, and I love my Simply Score tool. So the reason why I love my Simply Score is because I don't accidentally cut. So, and plus you can make boxes, and you can do a lot of different designs on here. All right, so we're going to score this, and I like to use the bigger end of my stylus, and the lower you have facing the table rather than going, straight like this, you have less chance. So the lower you go, you have a better chance at not jumping track. All right, so we're going to take that, and also because this is thick, basic white, we're going to take and line up our corners, and we're going to grab that bone folder and give that a nice burnish. And I generally do both sides, so that way it doesn't flap open. Okay, so this piece, like I said, we have the Fresh Freesia Light and the Fresh Freesia Dark. And so we're taking this and we're going to crinkle it up, and we're going to give it some texture. And if it rips, that's okay. My phone dinged. I thought I turned off my notifications. All right, so we're just going to squish this into a little tiny ball, and then gently unwrap it, and now I want more creases, so we're just going to kind of do individual crinkling kind of as we go. I mean, this is a little piece of paper, and we're just giving it, like I said, texture. All right, now we're going to just straighten that out, and then we're going to flip that over because we want the dark side showing. Okay, we're done with that, and then we're going to stamp our flowers on here, and we're going to grab the Stampin' Pearson mat, and this is also going to get stamped on the inside as well. And so first of all, we're going to do our tulips. We have our greenery, and this is the inside of our tulip, and then the inside of that, and then this piece, this is going to say hello. So we're going to do that in pecan pie. Just tap, tap. We're not killing the spider. So that is just going to go like that. Then we're going to die cut that. So that's going to go over there. And then we're going to stamp our main greeting on the inside. And that is going to say, sending a garden of love. And that's going to be in the pecan pie. And we're going to kind of do that right there. And then we're going to close that up. So, Carolyn, I was thinking of doing a stamp camp around the beginning of February. And Laura said that you are going to be out of town. So is that correct? All right, so this is fresh freesia. And we're going to tap, tap. And we're just going to stamp. Are you going to see that? Nope, I need to push that up. Just need to make sure that you guys can actually see what I'm doing. All right. I really wish that these tulips were not together, because I want my leaves green. I want my tulips a color. But seeing as how Stampin' Up! Is getting rid of the markers, it's kind of hard to do. All right, so I'm actually going to leave my ink pad open. And I normally don't do that, but I'm going to do that in order. And I'm going to do this first. Okay, so I'm going to do my leaves first. All right, so the leaves, we're going to do in Pretty Peacock. Just tap, tap. And we're going to go right there. One. And then I'm going to do, oops, I got a corner. Just tap, tap. Oh, okay. On Sunday. So maybe Friday or Saturday would be good for you. I would prefer you Friday or Saturday, because then you could stay longer. Hey, Bert, come to steal my chair. If that wouldn't tire you out, though. But I told Laura I would talk to you first. All right, so I stamped this once, okay? This is the second generation. I'm actually going to use the third generation. And I'm going to put that right there, because I don't want it dark whatsoever, okay? And we didn't waste any stamp or ink, so now we can close this up, because we are done with the Pretty Peacock. Now we're going to go with the next darkest, so we're going to put that right there. And then that is Berry Burst. And then we're just going to put our main tulip right there. I'm concentrating. All right, so that's our main tulip. Now then, this is second generation. Now I'm doing the same thing in third generation, okay? Okay, cool. All right, so then now we're going to close that up. And we're going to go with the fresh freesia. And then we're just going to go tap, tap. And then we're covering up. I don't know if you could see the difference, but we're covering up the white lines. We're making sure. There we go. One more. And then we're going to do second generation on this, because otherwise it would be way too light. But see, it's light enough that you can see the Pretty Peacock underneath, and we're sending love on their birthday. Okay, so then now we are going to, gosh darn it, I don't know why I did that too. All right, we're gonna fix that. I'm talking to myself. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna put this through and the hello through the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. Now, if we weren't using the embossing folder, we could use the mini cut emboss machine, but we're gonna just bring out the big one because we're using the folder. All right, so we're just gonna put this over here. All right, so we're just bringing all of this over. Okay, so seeing as how we need both of them, so I have the plate number 1. It says number 1 right there, okay? And then we're going to put the number 2 plate, which is the accessory or the additions, okay? So you need that. And then we're going to do the cutting plate. Now the cutting plate, mine are very well loved and they're not like this, but I like to keep my top plate pretty clear, but it's when I have stamp camps, sometimes they accidentally get used and they don't stay as clear, but you can still see through it. All right, so we're going to take this and we're going to take the smallest banner from Nested Essentials and we're going to put that right there. Now I am going to take a little piece of tape and I'm just going to lay that down so it stays in place. Now this is not Post-it tape. This is something I found at Walmart. It's paper tape, but it's really sticky. So I was trying to find something that was like Post-it tape. I don't buy stuff from Amazon, but I'll just use my fingers to make it so it's not as sticky. My husband buys stuff off of Amazon. I don't. There's no real reason why I don't. It's just the only thing I buy online is Stampin' Up! Stuff. Everything else, I like to go shopping. I like to know what I'm getting. I don't like to return things. If it's clothes, I have to try it on. And I like to see things in person. So that's just the way I am. All right, so that is our beautiful little hello. And we're going to stick that with our paper so I don't lose it. I mean, because it's kind of tiny. And then we're going to take everything off except for plate number 1. And this happens to be the lovely stripes. Now, when you have the Stampin' Up! Logo, that is the facing up part. That is the top, the facing up of the die. And it has that black line in there. You could see better with something behind it. That black line there helps me make it straight. So for me, it's a lot easier to open things. And this is, again, the top, but I make sure that I want the light side facing up towards the top of the lid. Okay, so then I'm going to put that light side lining up with the lid. So technically the light side is facing here. Okay, so that is the front of the die. I'm going to flip this over and then just lay that down. And then I'm going to put the number 4. And then for like stamp camps and stuff, I put 3D embossing folder. So then that way, if we use the Stampin' Cut emboss machine for dies and for embossing folder, like when I have a stamp camp, then everybody knows what things are for. And I always bring it over because I'm right-handed. So it's easier for me to take off. All right. And then that, I mean, I love this. This is so cute. Okay, so then this is going to go back. And so I'm going to put my top plate, my bottom plate on. I'm just going to crank that in. And then now I can bring that over to my cutting station. And bring it so all the plates don't fall out. Okay, so then now we're just going to go in and put our card together. Now I'm going to grab the silicone craft sheet, and I'm going to use, so like, this is the dark, okay, and this is the light. I want the light facing up, so I'm going to flip this over so that the dark is facing me, and I'm going to add, you know what I should do? I'm going to add tear and tape to this. Because when you go like this, because the fibers of the design, or the cardstock have been manipulated, and I was kind of noticing when I was putting this card together, you know, my original, that I was kind of disfiguring it. And so doing the tear and tape allows it to stay straight, and it doesn't help buckle. So I'm actually, glue also works. Yeah. Yep, you're right. I use glue. Not all the time. I'm a adhesive seal. I'm a stamp and seal kind of person. But this will help. And so I'm just going to burnish that down. And so that will be easy for me to grab my people poker. Oops, sorry about that. And now we're going to take that and just lift up the adhesive backing. And it doesn't want to stay off. It's Minnesota. There's static electricity because it's winter. And we'll just lift that up. However, the tear and tape does not allow for repositioning very much. So try to get it straight the first time. Oh, I just moved it with my fingers. Oh, I did not put down or push down, so that was good. Okay, so I think we're good. Okay, so we're just going to gently push down. And now we're going to flip it over and burnish. So again, it doesn't distort it. And it stays straight. Yay! Okay, so then now we're going to take this and we're going to actually leave that up. I'm going to take the flowers and I'm going to flip that over and grab the stamp and seal. And we're going to line that up right at the bottom. And so we're going to take this and put that like that. And then we're going to put dimensionals on the back here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to put kind of one in the center here. Okay, I just want the paper, the designer series, or the crinkled up two-tone cardstock. I kind of want that to be kind of flowy. All right, so we're going to put that over to the left here. And we're going to push that down. And then we're going to take a little bit of adhesive and a mini glue dot, or sorry, a mini dimensional. We're going to put that right there. Stab and grab that backing. Excuse me. All right. Grab it by the mini glue dot because it's sticky. And then we're going to put that right there. Okay. Then we're going to grab the mini glue dots, and we're going to grab the linen thread. It's on page 127 in the annual catalog. And we're going to grab we're going to grab kind of a good size amount, and we're going to take my fingernails, which are not very sharp, and we're just going to go like that. See how not curly it is? And we're going to cut off about there because we're going to make a double bow. All right. Okay, then we're going to take this piece and wrap that around and put that in that little notch that I have. So I can always find my end and it doesn't come unraveled. Number one, I have cats. Number two, that would irritate the crap out of me if unraveled. So I always put those little notches in my twine, linen thread, anything that comes on a round spool like this. Now ribbon, not necessarily. It doesn't always work. Sometimes I put tape on things. All right, so we're going to grab those two ends and we're going to make a double bow. So we're going to leave enough for tails. And this helps kind of give your bow a little fun. Bows need to have fun. And I really gave too much tails. So we're going to bring it back down and we'll go up through. Ooh, I almost lost my tails. There's one. We do not need to be making a knot. And we did. So, okay, we'll try that again. One more time. Third time's a charm. Grab those two, pull, and do not lose them. Right, so now we have our tails, and now I'm going to hold that there and pull so that both of my loopies are the same length. Okay. There we go. So those are good. I think this one needs to be a little bit bigger. There we go. And then we're going to take that and we're only going to throw that much away. So that is not much. Into the trash it goes. And we're going to grab a mini glue dot. And where's my opening? There it is. And there's the first one. There we go. Cool. So we're going to grab that, squish, and we're going to put that right there. And then we're going to grab our brass, brushed butterflies. I always have to say that slowly because I do not say that really well. All right, so this guy is going to go right here in the corner, the little guy. And then we're going to do a big guy. Oops. No, no, no. You do not get to flitter away. And then we'll take the other guy and we'll push him right down in between. All right, so 1, 2, and 3. And it goes with that pecan pie like perfectly. And the next thing we do is grab the Winkostella. All right. So we're using stuff from the mini catalog, from the online exclusives, and from the annual catalog. So we went all over the place today, didn't we? Okay, so we're gonna do our tulips. And then we'll do the inside. All right, can we see the, oh, there goes the sparkle, whoop, whoop. And then we will do the little guys on the inside. Yeah, I wish they made, you know, the tulip bottoms and then the tulip tops. And then you can make your tulips colored if you wanted to. Can't color them with, I mean, you can use markers if you have markers, but they're going to be discontinued once they sell out because they're in the last chance list. And the marker technique doesn't really work on photopolymer very well. So that is why I think that the greens should be separate and then the tulips should be put together. I mean, I wonder if I could do stamp surgery. I think I would have to kind of go in and out and have like a jagged looking, funny looking tulip stamp. Okay, and then we're just going to take just kind of dotting it. We're not really trying to blend it in. We're just trying to get the tulip a little bit of shininess. Okay, so what do you think of the card? Do you want to get a chance to win this card? All you have to do is, I had to do this over because it was getting, my other one was getting old and crinkled, and I'm like, why don't I line it up with some color so that maybe it, you know, wears better. So do a like, so you could do a thumbs up or a heart. That gets you entered into the drawing to win this cute little card. If you leave a comment, that gets you entered to win this cute little card. And then if you share that, thank you, Carolyn. So if you share this on your timeline, that gets you 2 entries to win this card. And I know we didn't use the dies today, but I mean, look at how cute. Thank you, Tina. So I kind of take a while to pick names because if you share this on your timeline, I want whoever is on your timeline to also get a chance to watch the video and then to like it and then share it so that they get a chance to get entered into the drawing as well. So thank you very much for hanging out with me on a Sunday evening. I should be back on Thursday, and I'll be back after 5 o'clock. So if you are not a follower of me on my YouTube page, go over to my YouTube page and like and subscribe as well. I want to get to 100, 100 members that watch me, 100 followers. Now, I am probably going to, I would say, do something a little springy, but I'm not sure. I don't have anything planned for Thursday as of now. So you guys have a great week. Take care and happy stamping.